Game selection, load game. Game selection, load game. Game selection, load game. Options, credits, options, load game. Game selection. Okay, boom. I don't know why people do that. What's up, people? Welcome back to episode 2. Sounds like this is a series. Well, basically we're back. Gonna carry on from where I left off. Alright, okay, let's just get into it. No point fucking stalling. April 20th, 12:14 PM, District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court will now... Okay, it's the coldest of the players. I'll try to do the voices again, but I don't know if I'll be that good at it. Here we go. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered? Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness. Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again. Yeah, that's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand. Very well. The witness will take the stand. Come on then, let's hear you testify again, bitch. We know you lie. Perhaps you could repeat the name and profession. This Russian chick is so shy. Imagine like her English is actually perfect, she's not actually Russian. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser. Damn, those roasts are on fire. Not. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I was right! What the hell? She's like a pirate. I wasn't expecting that. Well, that was quick. I literally just said she's probably not even Russian, and I'm like, oh my god, okay. Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley. I wonder why they call you Quick Fingers. Are you good in the bedroom? She should invite me over. I would love to get a feeling of. Okay, I need to stop, dude. Oh, really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. My last name sounds like, oh really? There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Damn, she's kinda hot though. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. Damn, okay. She likes to get pictures though, still. She's still got that round in there. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim? Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. Damn. You swapped the cards! Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend will be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at his cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. What is my reading today? The 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Okay, so they just wanted to make him cheat without cheating. Damn. Okay. Oh really, Orley? How droll. Or droll, I don't know how to say that. But it appears you have made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to what? You'd have to be to... What? Am I reading this right? You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers Orley. Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. That's a shit stick then. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. 'Cause I'm bad. I'm bad. Michael Jackson up in this bitch. When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. Okay, time to cross-examine. The best laid traps. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, I picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good, cheating defendant. How is he cheating if you were making him cheat without his knowledge? That makes no sense. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect. If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up... Look who's talking. Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. With a witness like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Okay, well, I don't... Well, actually, I should probably look at my evidence. Like, I can't remember what I actually got. Oh, it's here. Remember, this is a different color. One of the cards is a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know? Oh yeah, I know that, Justice. By looking at his outfit, you can tell. Maybe that's the key, because she said that they don't know where it went. But I'm gonna press her just to be on the safe side. Planted the card. Yeah, okay. This planted card. Which card was it exactly? The trump card. The 5 of hearts. Let me guess. Mr. Wright has just what? Let me guess, Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. What? The 5? What? Okay, I'm getting confused here. At least, that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend. I slid it into Wright's pocket. When was this? Why, before the match, of course. While he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we serve borscht and suckers. Remind me never to go there. Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken. Okay. Right, what's the... okay. Hold it, bitch! So everything went according to plan. Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud. There are worse things to be known as, I suppose. Tell us what happened with the search. Okay. Hold it, bitch. The card disappeared. Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, Zippo. Oh, 5 of hearts. Oh, so she found a 5 of hearts on him. So we need to figure out where this 5 of hearts went. Okay. We searched every nook and cranny, even inside his cute little hat. But the card was nowhere to be found, is this correct? Never in my long storied career, never has quick fingers Orly been so readily duped. Oh really? So what did that... Oh really? So what did happen? What? Dude, what is with my reading? Am I just being stupid, or what's going on? Oh really? So what did happen to that 5 of hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. Okay, it's MIA. Okay. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? I can't think of a voice to do for it. I feel like I'm going through different bloody voices. You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. What? Well, oh, whoa! What the hell was that? What was that just now? I sensed something. Yeah, that was some weird. It was some weird, like psychic shit. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, but yeah. Miss Orly, you're hiding something. Yeah, no shit. Well, what are you talking about? Me, quick fingers, Ollie, hide something? The defense will refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. Oh, there it is again. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? I don't fucking know. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of the testimony. Did you notice? Oh, that's when Phoenix told me that. Did you know her neck was it? Oh god, what the hell's going on? Whoa, what's going on? I don't know. I didn't realize. I didn't realize it turned into some sort of like. Okay. The scenario, the sensation is coming into focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit, like I couldn't before. Perceive? Okay. What? What is this dangling romper chaos child bollocks? Miss Orley, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. Dude, why would I tell her? Like, she's just gonna know and she's not gonna do it anymore. Like, that's just gonna give away of how we can tell she's lying. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. Oh, so maybe she stole the locket? A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about? This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her the most of the moment of the crime? Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck was this. The locket, right? What? I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this. I'm gonna present this. Sorry to disappoint, but I don't have any particular memories of that. Oh, that must not have... Oh, great. Oh, well, we don't have the locket. What am I supposed to fucking do? Maybe the phone? Because if it's going up to a neck like that, maybe it's like to do with the phone? I guess. I don't know. You know, like going to pick up the phone. Okay, no, that was wrong as well. It's like a big D, Ollie. Okay, let me just present the ball. I don't know. Oh, maybe she's the one who swung it. So when she puts it up to her neck, maybe it's because she had it by her neck or something? I don't know. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon. Oh, okay, we might have got it here. But something doesn't fit. If you were... what? If you were only the witness of the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about now? It was Mr. Smith, the victim who was hit, not you. Huh? Yeah, we know the victim was... What? This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits are completely irrelevant. Justice, I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me, now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yeah, I am knowing nothing. What the hell, why'd you go back to Russian? We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify. Please, now. Bah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. But that's not right, because he went to make the phone call, right? So, I just gotta... If I don't get what they meant, like... I don't know, history. What did... So what was he trying to say, that she got hit instead? I don't get it. Didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got here. But that's not right, because he went to make the phone call, right? So I'm gonna present the phone. Hopefully that's right. Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. Eh? And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. Ah! So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Ah! Oh no, she couldn't catch the stuff that time. She just took a bunch of pictures. Okay, well, we got it here. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it up that night wasn't the defendant. Then who was it? Oh. Okay, we're getting this cutscene again. Yeah, the gambling. Showdown time. You dirty cheat! Check his pockets now! Okay, I'm guessing that's all he's saying that. It's gone! The card's gone! You lose. Ah! What? I don't get it. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to Wright. And he hit me! What? Well, because... Oh, I guess because they were in cahoots, weren't they? So, because they didn't find the card, he probably hit her thinking like, you know, well, you know, betraying him. You, some master cheating you turned out to be. Ah! When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Okay, so she was knocked out by Smith, so someone else entirely. So it could still be... right, everyone's just inside on. Whoa, where does this leave us? Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all this. It appears our prosecution is at its wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Mr. Orley a big fat liar. What? Three were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, the victim, and her. And she has a motive. A motive? The plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denounce... The what? Oh my god, what is this language? English or is it fucking Spanish? And the denominant of that argument was murder. What? I'm not killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. Oh, he is right. What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. What, Mr. Wright? Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility, that there was another person in the room at the time of the murder? Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know two colours of cards were being used. A fourth person. Ha! It's theory again. Your fourth person doesn't exist. Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real kind of the identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about? Sorry. Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was? It's not me, I swear. I was gonna say, is it Payne? Because I think it was Payne who said they were blue, right? Or... Who is this fourth person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Ha!
Oh! Imagine it's actually Kristoff.
Imagine it's actually Kristoff. I can't remember who said it was blue, but I don't recall any time where he mentioned it was blue. I'm gonna go with Payne and hope for the best. Ah! Apollo, do you seriously think that? I think I'm seriously confused. I'm seriously sorry. That didn't go well. Well, it can't be helped. I almost missed it myself. But it doesn't do anyone any good to turn their eyes away from the truth. Does it, Kristoff? Ah, so it was him. Jesus Christ, okay. Hey, Mr. Gavin, you don't mean... Kristoff Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the colour of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colours in this photo. Yes, but when he said the cards are blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. When? It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions, only the cards, the backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Oh my god, his fucking... his stupid fucking poem thing. Oh my days, dude. Yeah, and he didn't have it. Oh, wow. Well, Kristoff. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin! Is something the matter? Hmm? No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right? You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff. You know even I'd never take a joke this far. Yeah, and this is Wright we're talking about. This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of the murder? I assure you, I'm quite sane. But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met. Well, what if they have? Huh? There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night, before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. The defense would like to request no such thing. Oh god. This is not good. My partner, the defense itself, is the criminal. How am I supposed to do my job if bloody this dude is gonna be like, oh my god, can we put him on trial? Mr. Gavin, testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related? I don't know, but it's still, you know. I'm not sure if I follow Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Mr. Orley... Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Oh, yes. Oh my god, that's why Wright chose me, because he must have already known or something. He was like, this is the only way to get through to... Oh my god. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Yes. This is Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along, and I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. A2, Justice? You would betray me, your teacher? I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Oh God, is it actually Kristoff? Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Oh God, okay. Appetite before murder. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in his photograph. Shadi Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. Wait, Kristoff was already there? When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Oh, and then that's when he asked to be defended. But then, but why would he defend him? Like it doesn't seem like he was trying to accuse him. If anything, he's trying to accuse Ollie. So maybe he didn't want Phoenix to get in the shit, but like, oh damn. So Phoenix is backstabbing Kristoff now. Damn. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder. I dine with him rather frequently. And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder? Quite against my will. I had become... Quite against my will. I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favour when we took on your defence. It appears that I was wrong. Wait, what did Wright do back when? Is he on about like his last case? I figured out his last case was I think it was when he had to like defend the person and he was actually the killer and then Maya was kidnapped. So unless he means that, but I don't know. Very well, the defence may cross-examine the witness. Justice? Sir, he's lying and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright, this can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Oh god, okay. Here goes nothing. I'm just gonna press him and just see if he can explain more because I have nothing to go against him, so let's see. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot, as usual. Usual? I always eat at the table closest to the piano. I see. While Mr. Smith was sitting. So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner? Indeed. The remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left. After that. Alright, let's press him again. 5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure. Oh, Mr. Wright. What was it you said? Kristoff Gavin and Shadi Smith may have met. I believe I did say that. Here, I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear that they just passed in the hall? That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder. Oh, it would be. If that were all the... If that were... Blah! Oh, it would be. If that were all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. Okay. About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Mr. Olga Orley mentioned. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When the hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards! Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. A quirk? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I dispensed the card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. Is this grape juice actually supposed to be like wine or something like alcohol? But they just call it grape juice because, you know, this is like a kid's game or something. I threw the card inside the bottle. An empty bottle of grape juice? The murder weapon. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. Card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. I've already looked at it, but there's nothing in there. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the card in the bottle. It's not in the bottle though, I've already looked at it, right? Yeah, it's legit empty. So I'm just gonna press him. Objection! Not press him, object. Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes? I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No? What? Mr. Wright, surely isn't all you have to say for yourself. I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and a 6th person could have helped. Okay, Christoph is starting to, like, I feel like it is Christoph. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing. So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Did the card just disappear? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Maybe it was Christoph who swapped the cards because he didn't want Phoenix to get in trouble or something? I don't know. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? That evening, Chris and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Okay, let's press him. I don't know. Why in the ball? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming. Ho ho, so you struck first? I like that. I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least, when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. True. Goods are not cold and Smith was in control, but I left to call the police. So he didn't attack Wright? That just seems a bit weird, why he attacked the girl but not Wright. You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Okay. Was anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. Fair enough. I thought he was dead. Okay. Let's press him again. And when you returned, the victim was already dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. Yeah. No shit. That's when I made another phone. Okay, let's press him here. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair. And I figured Christoph's law offices... would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. So it's just... The only reason he did it is because it would be cheaper. Fair enough. Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Christoph. It was I who got you involved after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high. Damn, he is so, petty. Is this the truth that Miss Wright was talking about? Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him. Now. Yes, sir. I have to think. What's Miss Wright trying to tell me with his testimony? The truth has to be in there somewhere. I don't know. Okay, let me look at my evidence. Attorney's badge. Between 1:45 and 2... Wait. When did he say the time was? Let me press him again. I can't remember what time he said it was. Exactly... Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. He's not exactly wrong, because when's the time death estimated? I don't want to investigate that. 1:45 and 2:15, so that's like half-hour window. Maybe there's a picture here. There's no blood, right? It's just... Oh, wait, no. Is that a bloodstream there in his head? Wait. When I returned, he was dead, looking from a cut in his forehead. How would he see that, though, if he's got his hat on? Shit. Okay, I'm gonna press him. Ah! Please be right. Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. Yes! Okay, so I was right. Yeah, how could you see it? You know what I mean? I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Is that... What is Wright up to? Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the hat on his head. Ah? You? You put the hat on the dead man's head? He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright, just like in his photograph. And? I picked his hat up off the floor, put it on his head. Why would he do that? Why would you do such a thing like that? All I can say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. Wait, no, that's not right, because his finger... Oh, wait, no, but that bottle is from before... No, but the way his fingerprints were weird, right? So that's a lie. So, Miss Orley didn't see it. It being the victim's, his head. I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again, Mr. Gavin. Ahem, pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that, Mr. Gavin. This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. What is going on here? What happened 7 years ago? Dude, like... I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. Reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? That night, I recalled that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Oh god, okay. Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please, the cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Bone china plate? Oh, I said china! A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny, and not plate but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second, something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, you left the Borscht Bull Club? Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china plate? Oh, that's right. Yes, that was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene, and when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized what exactly was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like me to explain this to the court? No, I said that wrong. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason? The reason why you put the victim's hat back on? Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it? Phoenix Wright. Oh god, I'm working with a murderer. Order! I will have order, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear Defense Attorney Gavin's testimony? Well, as a prosecutor, I... Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes, after which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well. This will be the final recess for the day. Oh god, I'm working with a freaking murderer. Oh no! I did not expect it to go this way so quickly. April 20th, 2:32 PM, District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? May I? Oh my god, it's Wright's daughter. Huh? What? Hello, sir. Please pick a card. Whoa, what's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all. What? Wait a second. There's blood on it. Oh, shit. This is the card that was used in the game. Why does she have it? That's Phoenix's daughter. So is she there? What? Or did he give it to her? Oh, God. An ace. Where do I remember that card from? Mr. Smith's hand was 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. That there was cheating. I swear to you. That this is the 5th ace. The missing 5th ace. Wait, this splotch of red. Is this blood? Can we get the blood examined? You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to get the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth. Can we get the blood examined or something? Like, that way we'll know whose blood it is. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. It's Wright's daughter. Ah, so cute. But it is correct. Is he from a serious girl? Could this be the missing 5th ace? I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. Oh god. So it's just me now by myself. April 20th, 2:45 PM, District Court, Court number 2. Okay. Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Oh god. Now I have to go against him. Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation? Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Miss Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. Objection! Oh, was that me? Oh, okay, we got Wright with us. Okay, this is weird. I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. No, Mr. Wright. What do you think you're doing, Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time? Being the instant he was hit. Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Oh my god, this is so cool. So now Wright's helping me on this defense. Oh god. This is cool. Okay. Mr. Gavin, I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? What? Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. But he didn't care. Wright was like, yeah, nah, fuck you. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? Oh god, okay. That fateful night. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright. So, you witnessed the murder? For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the dead. Did it say the dead or the death? Oh, the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly advantageous to your client. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through the little window. Mr. Wright. You had to say that, because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh! Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Yes, for the first trial, damn. Okay. I remember Wright saying that there was a window. Okay, I'm just gonna press him just for more details. That man, you mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but he was more than that. So then, you knew the true nature of your client's job? Of course, but I also knew he wasn't engaged in gambling, which would be illegal. Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends after all. Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score. I see. What happened then? Alright, let's press him again. The little window. You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The Black Marketeers used it, I believe. Why did you go through the trouble peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier just to open the door and go into the room? I didn't want to upset Wright, you see. Upset Mr. Wright? Yes, what if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least. So far, everything he's saying makes sense. Yeah, but Phoenix... Is right after the murder took place. Okay, press him again. How do you know it was right after the murder? Really, no need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part in my testimony. Ah, there he is. The coolest defense in the West. We know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change. I was afraid you'd change too, Wright, but you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours. With friends like these, who needs enemies? Who was dead as he on a press. By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene? Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he wasn't dead. And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat. Can you describe the scene of the crime for us? Bald head, unconscious, okay, press. Those are the only 3 at the scene of the crime. Yes, as far as I saw at least. Then we're back to where we started. The killer was a defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police? 2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. Oh god. There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah yes, this mysterious 4th person. You would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? Shit. So they want to know why the 5th ace was swapped out. And we have the 5th ace, and Phoenix's daughter had it. Oh, she swapped it out to try and protect Wright, maybe? No. But then wouldn't that just prove that her dad, Phoenix, was the killer? Because why else would she take it to try and protect him? But then she just said that to help. I'm not going to do yet. I want to press him a bit more just in case. No, not yet, Your Honor. Not yet? Ha, pathetic. Not yet? Try not ever. Well, Mr. Gavin. Oh, I'm willing to wait for as long as it takes. Great, I don't even know what the heck I'm looking for. Apollo. Yes, sir. Don't forget, you already know the answer. You just don't realize it yet. I already know the answer. Take a moment to think it over again, okay? Can I... Right, can I inspect it? Yeah, I can. Okay. Let me inspect the card. A single drop of blood that marks the front of the card. Is that it? It's red. So, it fits in with these cards. So, yeah, so... what is it? An ace of spades. Okay. Okay, let's just press him a bit more. Wouldn't it have been better to wait for the police to arrive? Remember though, by that time I was already Wright's defense attorney. It wouldn't do for me to become part of the investigation. If that makes sense. Or does it? I'm confused. Well, what happened next? Well, that was a short press. That's when the call came from Wright. Okay, let me... Where were you when the phone call came? I had already left the Borscht Bull Club by that time. On the phone he asked me to defend him. Naturally, I was surprised. I accepted, however, I couldn't abandon him. So kind of you. So far everything jives with Mr. Wright's testimony. Is it going to be a problem for you cross-examine your own boss? I'm fine. The wizard that taught me never to pull punches in cross-examination. It was you, Mr. Gavin. I learned it from watching you. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, was it this one? Okay, I'm just gonna have to show evidence. It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace?
I don't know. I'm just gonna present the 5th ace.
My reason is, this. Is that an ace? Why? Why? It's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What? What? Oh, that was the wrong, wasn't it? This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Could this be the missing 5th ace? Yes. Inconceivable. How could you? What are you trying to do with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Card to her stock and trade after all. No, impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. Fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for the killer to take the card from the crime from the scene of the crime. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Examine the blood. It's gonna be okay. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of those cards? I suppose the killer then took the card to hide the blood. But regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. This is baseless conjecture. Baseless. Okay, who's that? Was that me? Oh no, that was Phoenix. Oh damn. I assure you, it's quite based. What? It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. I love that right in his freaking objection pose. But he's in his freaking clothes like that. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Oh, okay. Going weirdly 3D all of a sudden. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found on the poker table, and before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it, in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with the scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card. Victim Wright is the K killer. So is Orly the killer? That wouldn't make much sense. And then 2. Who the hell's 2? That's supposed to be Christoph. Whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses. Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody cards? The victim? Because if the blood fell down to the back of his head, how would have it gone on the table? So I'm gonna say the victim. Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him? Oh. Take a look at the photo again. If you bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So, what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. So swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. What? Recreate the crime scene? Okay. I just spun the chair around. The chair was facing the other way. It would have to be. So he was... Okay. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the body was facing a scene in this photo. So what, someone turned it back round? Oh. That would mean the killer turned the chair back round. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know now the victim was facing away from the table at the scene of the murder. Why can't I speak today? What's going on with my English? We know now the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction. What, again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location in this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the evidence? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses. Whose location creates this contradiction if the victim is facing away? I don't fucking know. Would it be his? Because how would he see the blood, right? Please be right. I think it's wrong, but is it right? What doesn't make sense are the second witnesses. You don't mean to say I don't make sense? You mean to say I don't make sense? Oh, no, of course you do, sir. As I thought... Help. Okay, that was wrong. Mr. Justice, I'm a little hard of hearing. Did you just say something? Would you be kind enough to show the court one more time what you mean? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Hello, whose location in this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims? I don't know. Well, it's not... fuck it, I'm gonna try... I don't know. The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Oh, wait, the W means the witness. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. So the one I picked out right now was right. Okay. Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is. I would think it'd be quite hard, yes. Yes! Well, what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall? In the middle of a game? I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light. What? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting, as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark. Where the killer should be? Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim? In the front? In the wall? I'm just gonna pretend it there. I don't know. The killer had to be standing, well, here! You get points for flair, but that's about all you get. Thought I was onto something here too. Did I get it wrong? I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? Ha! It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. What does now? I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Jesus Christ. Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Ah, Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. Oh god, what is going on, dude? But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here. Which means, Apollo, try moving the cupboard. That means the window would be covered. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Which means the window is blocked. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my! What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh dang! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator is this diagram? Contradicts what we know about the crime. It's the second witness. So how could they look out the window? About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Ah! That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you just say? Oh? Is the coolest defense in the West losing is cool? And don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, but so what was Christoph there? But then how did Wright not see him? I don't get it. Okay, whatever. No, because he came back and he was killed. So when he was calling the police, that's when he did that? Oh, I don't know. Weird. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly, where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order. This is a court of law and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigation team at the Walsh Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh? And what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there is a secret passage behind it. Oh, damn! What? Damn, Jesus, okay. Ah, yes. I believe I mentioned them. So, oh, yeah! Only certain people know of the secret passage that was used or something. But, like, it's quite common to know or something now. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. Do you remember him saying something about that, now that he mentions it? A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-ons. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of our law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. Damn, okay. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the lost hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place that anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something. There. I asked what really happened that night. Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in a secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Why would he kill him, though? I don't understand. This is just confusing. Ah! Ah! Okay, wait. But you must be wearing gloves and... What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. Oh, so that was Phoenix saying that. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red. Ah! Okay. I still don't get why he'd want to murder Shady Smith, though. Do they have like a plan for something? I don't know. Well, it seems his trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly, truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne! Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Let's go! Woo! Okay, cool. So now the suspicion is based on Christoph now. Quack! Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately. Objection! Okay, who objected that time? Oh, he did. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin. Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me? The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilty. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else, and not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence? Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away... What? How do you intend to explain the way the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down. Yeah, that is a bit weird. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court in this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? I see how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still, but I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation, just like that. Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down, other than to... Oh. Don't let him trick you into thinking this explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? Yes, come on. It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Cameron said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints in the bottle are upside down? I don't fucking know. Oh! The cards, right? Because he... hang on. So there was a card, like the 5 of something, 5 of hearts or something. And, the 5 of hearts, he put it in the bottle, didn't he? But then it was taken out. So did he take the card out? How do I prove that though with what I've got? Let me just present the bloody ace. Maybe that will do something. I guess it was wrong. Now it's not the perfect time for a penalty. Great. What do they expect? I have no idea how to explain it. You're thinking too hard, Apollo. The answer's right in front of you. Just reach down and pick it up. We'll try picturing situations in which one might grab a upside down bottle. Perhaps the defense would kid like, yeah, I don't know. Right, let me see, can I inspect this shit? Was this where you could swap the card? But he wasn't the one that swapped the card though. I just don't get how, if Christoph was the one that took the card, then how did Phoenix's daughter get a hand on it? Oh, I see. He literally just grabbed it out the crate because of the way he's sitting, his position. He just grabbed it from like behind and grabbed it up like that and gave it to him. That's got to be the answer, right? It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place the bottle on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me? On the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. Ah! Yes, there you go, I was right. See, you naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. Defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. That's why his fingerprints aren't on it then, is it? You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. So what, he was pinning the blame on Wright, but then this is just confusing. Why would he pin the blame on Wright if he wanted to protect him? Guess he just didn't want to get fucked himself, I don't know. Order, order, order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Oh, he doesn't look impressed. Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. But what? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Oh god. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation at the hideout earlier, you recall I requested an additional investigation. Ah, yes. I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borschtall Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. What are you going to test that? For fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if any were on that, but his... Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake. True. The bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright. That bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. Oh, hey, look! It's the card he threw away. He said he threw it in... Shit, okay, well that's the card he threw away. There's something inside the bottle. Yes, it's the Five of Hearts. What's this? That card? It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga Orley? Yes, our little swindling Devochka. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. And Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Well, wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the Five of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Dispose? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. Wait, and was that from where they were playing the Poke game? The Five of Hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Oh god. What the hell's going on? Fucking hell, what is he, a mutant? Jesus Christ, what the hell? Hello? What's going on? That is all. Okay. He does not look happy. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Oh god. My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Oh god. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone? We have seen Payne actually be so involved for once. I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin? He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now. I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he? None that we know of. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so confusing. Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shadi Smith, his occupation was listed as traveller. An odd profession, to be sure, and that's all we know about him. I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright, our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce the verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Let's go! Nice. I can't believe it was freaking Gavin, though. That's mad. And I still don't know how... So, I still don't know how Phoenix Wright and his daughter got the card off of Gavin. How Gavin knows the victim. I don't know. Still a bit wishy-washy here and there, but I don't know. Maybe it'll come up in a later trial or something. I don't know. Court is adjourned. Because they always like to bring back the past freaking events. I think. April 20th, 4:28 p.m. Jesus, is a long trial. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. Pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Gav, the killer. I thought I said Mr. Gay then. Yeah, I mean, Phoenix Wright just basically came up and just did his job then. He just did my job for me. Like, he just did everything like what he's used to. Which is really cool to see from like a third-person perspective. I wonder if we'll get to play as like someone like, you know, like Edgeworth. I know in Phoenix Wright Trilogy you can play as Phoenix, Edgeworth in one of them. Cool if we get that here or something. Maybe I'll actually be able to play as Phoenix Wright or something. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. What do you mean? Am I like Maya where I can like channel spirits but something else? Wait, I wonder if he means... I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? Yeah, that was really weird. What am I, like a psychic? What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer? Right. Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me, I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. Ah, cute. Your daughter, right? That's right, she's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Huh? I took this off the neck of the night he died. Why? But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury. You testified, you said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Officers after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me? Let's go! Let's go work for Phoenix Wright. Good. You mean at the Wright & Co. law offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that it'd be true. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. But he still runs that place? That incident 7 years ago. The legendary trial. And at the middle of it, all was one man, Phoenix Wright. Okay, what happened during the trial? We get an explanation now? The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Yeah, was it the thing where he was defending an actual criminal? Because I remember I chose to get a guilty verdict. So maybe he was like, yeah, I'm done. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence that struck me as odd, that's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I bet this was the forged evidence. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna say the ace, because like the fact that they had the ace, it just seems weird. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Leaving the wrong card in its place. Luckily for us. The court can't accept this evidence. It's fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Oh, smooth. I didn't even notice that. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. He's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo. So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? Oh god. Ah! What the hell just happened? Did I just slap him or something? I punched him. Oh god. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in, if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut? Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. Oh god, okay. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. Oh god, and... Jesus, that went... I was not expecting that. Damn. So what, does that mean I'm done with the first episode? Next episode I'm on now is episode 2. Is that person there, fucking Christoph, Gavin, maybe? Well, that's it then, I guess. That's the first trial done. So next video will be starting episode 2, I think. So... that should be exciting. I couldn't believe how that turned out. I was not expecting that. So much shit just happened, like, out of nowhere. Wow. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping we get to figure out what his, like, weird ability thing is. Whether it's just, I don't know, his intuition, or, I don't know, maybe there's more to it. Like how Maya has her, like, she can, like, call out the dead and stuff. And right, I don't know what's going on. I want to know what happened 7 years ago. Was it to do with that one trial where he had that guilty person and he had to, like, do all types of shit just to protect Maya? I don't know. Because if that's the one, then yeah, I get why he would. But I don't remember him forging anything then. So I don't know if we're going to learn more about that. Like his past and stuff. I don't know. But this is very interesting. I'm looking forward to episode 2. I'm looking forward to see where everything else goes. But yeah, no. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was crazy. I wasn't expecting all that. Let me know what you think. Were you surprised and everything? Because I sure was. I was not expecting that. Jesus, I thought it was the magician girl, his daughter. But yeah, no, nothing else to really say. So I just want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope my English was good enough for you. It was weird today. I was stumbling over everything. I hope the voices were good as well. It was kind of difficult keeping up with all the different characters and stuff, and like the Russian who changed to be not Russian. Oh god. But yeah, that was interesting. That was fun. I'm looking forward to the next episode. But yeah, I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next video. Or I'll see you in the next, I'll see you in the next trial, the next, whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah. Basically, bye, I'll see you in the next trial, bye, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, whatever, just bye!